Do you sometimes feel like you'll never get to your goals? You'll never achieve the things that you set out for yourself? Well, in today's video, I'll be talking about how to accelerate your progress and be successful faster. If you're interested, keep watching. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Loren Josephs. Welcome to my channel, Dr. LJ Speaks Life. If you haven't already done so, please take the time to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you'll be informed anytime I post. Now, I've been in situations over time where I felt like I was just walking through mud. It felt like every step that I made was just exerting a lot of effort and not yielding a lot of results. But over time, I found what I believe is a formula, and it has resulted in me accelerating success in my life. One of the things that has been most effective in helping me to speed up the pace towards success has been a decision that I made to stop complaining. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I was about to complain about the lack of gender responsive programs for girls. This was a long time ago. And I was in the midst of telling someone about, I can't believe that there aren't any programs for girls, and I can't believe that someone wouldn't recognize that there's a need. And I was going on and complaining. And an affirmation that I repeat every day. This is one of about maybe 15 or 20 affirmations that I say every day. It popped into my head. And that affirmation is, I can transform any problem into opportunity. And it just hit me. It just really hit me. And it actually led to me creating a program for girls, a program that helped to direct the lives of over 600 girls, who many of them are thriving today. But that day, ever since that day, when that thought, that clarity that I received about I can transform any problem into opportunity, I ceased to complain. And I've given it some more thought since then. And what I realized is that complaining keeps us stuck. It keeps us stuck in a space of pure negativity. It keeps us stuck in a space where we don't desire to be. But what I know is that what we focus on expands. So when we're complaining about the thing that we don't want, we get more of that. So if you can find the opportunity in the complaint that you have, that's an opportunity to advance you, to propel you more quickly in the direction of what you desire. And there's a second part of that. I pay very close attention to the energy that people bring into my space. And if someone is complaining a lot or willing to support you in your complaining, then that's not a person that you need to be around a lot. And the reason that's not a person that you need to be around a lot is because people tend to mirror the moods of those around them. So if you are constantly in a space where someone is complaining to you or you are complaining to someone else, that's just like a magnet attracting each other in this cesspool of negativity and this cesspool of complaining, because it's nothing more than that. It's just our mind's way, our self-defeating patterns that we have, keeping us trapped in a space where we can't produce, because we cannot produce when we're complaining. So that's number one. If you want to accelerate the rate of your progress, then stop complaining. Another thing that can accelerate your progress towards success is to get rid of this idea that we tell ourselves that it's not the right time. There's no right time. And if you're waiting for that moment when all things will align and fall into place perfectly, then you will never take the first step towards achieving your goal, much less accomplishing it. I think what's important is to have the faith to take that first step without any guarantee of success. Without any guarantee of success. And sometimes we sit there and we try to wait for the signs that it will all be okay. And we miss our opportunity. We slow down our pace towards success because we're waiting for that right moment. There's no right moment, right? When you have a dream, you turn that dream into a goal. After you turn that dream into a goal, then you make a plan. After you make that plan, then you take that first step without any assurance that you're going to be successful. That is called faith, right? And that is important for us to have if we are to be successful. If we don't risk failure, we'll never succeed. We have to be comfortable with the idea of not knowing. No successful person had all the steps perfectly lined out. It just doesn't happen that way. And no successful person is without failure. As a matter of fact, I know that in my life, I've learned more from those failures than I have from the successes. So when those obstacles come up, I now ask myself, what is this here to teach me? How can I learn from this setback? How can I use this setback as an opportunity to propel me forward, right? Because there are going to be failures. As a matter of fact, failures are a prerequisite of success. So if you shift the way that you think about success, if you stop thinking that it's this linear path, it's not linear. Sometimes you'll take 3 steps forward and 4 steps back, right? But if you keep using the information that you receive along the way to reconfigure your steps, then ultimately you will find the path that takes you to your success. You will start to speed up the pace of your success. So you got to launch in faith. You got to take that first step. You got to believe, right? That smallest part of you that has that belief is what should propel you to take that step. Because as I've said before, you cannot conceive a thought if you don't have what it takes to accomplish it. So if you have had a whisper of a dream that you're setting aside and waiting for the right time, think about the dream, make a goal, create a plan, and take a step. In preparation for taking this step, one thing that might be helpful, one thing that I know will be helpful, is to rid yourself of emotional baggage. Is to start building that muscle of positivity. Is to start exercising gratitude for the things that are well in your life. I think that so often we are so busy focusing, complaining about the things that are not well, that we miss the things that are well, and we miss those opportunities. We have to make room for the blessings. It's like if you think of your body as a house. If you have a house and it's filled with crap, there might be beautiful things that are outside that you want to get in, but there's just no space. So you have to declutter, emotionally purge. Make room for those blessings. Rid yourselves of the anger, the resentment, the hatred that you have for yourself or for other persons. Because that limits your ability to be creative. It limits the space that you have to think through those plans that you have for your life. Another thing is to pay attention to your self-defeating behaviors, right? And one of mine was that I would feel like, you know what, you've done X, Y, and Z. You deserve to rest. You deserve to take a break. you deserve to set it aside for a moment. If you're like me, watch out for that voice. Because that voice is a trap and it's a lie, right? That voice is the voice of self-defeat, right? That voice is the voice of self-doubt. So you have to learn to know yourself. When you know yourself, you'll know when a thought that comes to you is a thought that is helpful, or if it's a thought that sounds like it's a good one, but it's something that's going to slow you down. So think about like if you've ever tried to lose weight, as I have on a number of occasions over time, and I'll be doing well. I am eating well, exercising, but I'm really making conscious decisions about being more healthful. And then I'll be doing this for a while, and then I'll start to make gains. And then what happens? The thought occurs to me, you know what, Loren? You've been doing really well. You deserve a brownie. Right? What is that? That's a self-defeating behavior. That presents itself in many forms. It doesn't have to be about weight loss. It has to do with everything that we want to achieve in life. This thought that appears to us that we deserve a break. We need to think about that thought, because many times it's a lie. Many times we're just on the cusp of a breakthrough when we backslide, because we have what we think is a supportive thought, which is really self-defeating. When you hear that thought, you deserve a break, it's a defense mechanism that's trying to give you an out. It's trying to give you an opportunity to stop doing what you're doing. It's trying to give you an opportunity to just throw in the towel. And you'll throw in the towel because it's framed as a positive. You deserve a break. You've been doing really well. But what you are about to choose is the opposite of what it is that you have expressed as a desire for yourself. So if you want to accelerate your progress, then you have to be mindful of those self-defeating thoughts that present themselves as an opportunity to reward yourself for the work that you're doing. And also pay attention to those around you who do that. Are there people around you who know that you're working hard to achieve a certain goal, but yet they present you with the opposite of those things that you need to achieve your goal? If that's the case, and that's a loved one, you need to communicate with them about that. Listen, this is totally opposite of what it is that I'm trying to do here. I would really appreciate your support. And most times people will fall in line. Sometimes if they don't, then you know who you need to cut loose from your life, because they are not your friend. Another thing that can help to propel you in the direction of your dreams is to shed these feelings of inadequacy. There are so many brilliant people, so many extraordinary people who have no sense of how extraordinary they are. No sense of how extraordinary they are. And they can't accept a compliment. They deflect a compliment, right? They can't recognize the strengths that they have. So I ask you to assess yourself. How do you respond when people give you a compliment? Someone says, "You look really nice in that dress." Do you say thank you, or do you say, "Oh, this thing, I've had it for 10 years. Do you deflect the compliment? Do you give yourself credit for the things that you're doing well, or do you always tear yourself down? Do you recognize your innate skills? Do you recognize the beauty that you bring to this world? Because if not, then you are slowing down the pace of your progress, because you have no belief in self, because you have self-doubt. So it's really important, and I'll link the video on self-doubt in the cards. You can click on it and watch it if you haven't watched it before. Because if you are doubtful about your capabilities, then the self-defeating behaviors will always creep in and will stop you in your path. And the last thing that I'll share today that I have found to accelerate my own progress is to find a mentor. Surround yourself with brilliance. brilliant people, people who know more about what you hope to do than you yourself. Find people and surround yourself with people who have done what you hope to do. Until next time, everyone, don't forget kindness and truth. Wear it like a necklace. Write it on your heart. Take care, everybody. Walk good.